good evening, good evening, and get in here, guys. Get in here. Welcome to Coco's Cucina, guys. Today we are doing this awesome, delicious, mouth-watering, comforting chicken and noodles. So get ready, okay? So we're gonna start out, guys, with our butter. I have a Dutch oven. It's already been preheated. I probably shouldn't have preheated it, but I did. Okay, so we're going to start out with some butter. Just going to get enough of that in the Dutch oven, guys, to go ahead and saute those veggies for just a few minutes, okay? I don't need a bunch of this butter, so I'm going to remove it once I feel like I've got enough. And I feel like that's enough right there for what I need to do, okay? So to this butter, we're going to go ahead and add the chopped celery to that. Also, we have chopped carrots. We're going to go ahead and add that to the butter mixture. We're going to add these carrots. We're going to let those all saute and marry. We want them to marry together for just a few minutes, okay? And I just want them to get to know each other. So once that is all in the little skillet, we're going to go ahead and allow them to, get to know each other, incorporate um, themselves together. All right. And we got to add a little tiny bit of liquids, not a little bit. We really got to add a lot, okay? So we're going to go ahead and get this here topped off with some chicken stock, baby. Yeah, we're on our way now. We're cooking with hot grease right now. Yeah, so we're going to add that. You can either boil your chicken, guys, use that. You can bake your chicken and use that stock off of that. Or you can go and buy it in a box like I did and add that. So we're going to go ahead and add that, and we're going to allow this to come to a nice simmer, a nice rolling boil, really and truly. Because our next step after this, I got to add the noodles. And in order for you to add noodles or dumplings or any type of pasta to a liquid, that liquid needs to be at a rolling boil, and you need to be standing there strategically with some type of wooden utensil, making sure that it is being stirred and not allowing to go to the bottom of your pot, because if it's allowed to get to the bottom of the pot and you don't stir it, it will stick and it will burn because you just have like some flour, some eggs, little oil, so it's going to definitely burn. So remember that. So the seasonings we're going to be using are uh, kind of like a little, it's mixed herbs, guys. I'm sorry. It's a mixed herb, and it just pairs very well with soup and Italian dishes. It really does them justice. So I like to use that. I'm going to use that as my seasoning. So right now I've gone ahead and started adding my egg noodles. And you did see that it was at a rolling boil. So now I'm just adding and stirring, making sure nothing is on the bottom of my pot. because at this rolling boil, I think I may have this set on like about 7. Okay, so the heat is going to be a little bit high. So you just want to be mindful, like I said, and even if it's not high, you still have to have your wooden utensil and you have to continue to stir. Okay, that's just a must. And do use wooden when you're doing something like this because you're continuously scraping the bottom of your pot and you do not want to scrape up your pot with like forks and spoons and metal objects like that, okay? So go ahead and continue to add those noodles and continue to stir those noodles in strategically, okay? You want them to be incorporated with the broth, not sticking together, and we don't want it sticking to the bottom. And also, you just want to sometimes give it just a minute or two to come back up to temperature because you have to remember it's going from that rolling boil to now you've added not frozen, but almost you're adding almost something that's frozen, even though it's at room temperature. It's going to take that temperature that you already have and it's going to lower it because the items that we're placing in that broth that just going to lower the temperature. Okay, so just be mindful of that as well. That's why we're going to go ahead and allow it to just stay um, at this particular temperature as best as we can. So we should be pretty close to being done in adding all of our egg noodles. And once we've added all of the egg noodles, we're going to add, um, let's see if we got a little bit more. Yep, we got a little bit more. We're getting pretty close though. That's it right there. That's it. That's all of the noodles, baby. So now we just got to make sure everything is incorporated, okay? See how pretty it already looks so with the little carrots and the little bell peppers. I'm sorry guys, ain't no bell peppers in there. The celery. I just think it looks very pretty. So now you just want to go ahead and like I said, just keep stirring, making sure that nothing sticks to the bottom. And if it does stick, guys, don't lift it. Just leave it like it is until you're done and removing that from the pot to a bowl. Leave it in there because you don't want it to change the texture, the taste of your dish. So now we're adding a little bit more chicken broth because this particular dough is going to absorb liquid. And you will notice that while you're preparing this, it's going to continue to absorb your liquids. And so now we're adding a little bit more of our seasonings. You know, you got to continue to layer your seasonings. And then that's our better than bouillon and the chicken. You're going to continue to layer, guys, your seasonings when you're cooking. When you're adding liquids and stuff like that, um, you're going to have to continue to add your flavorings, your seasonings. Continue to taste it, making sure it tastes the way that you want it to taste. Once you add more broth, it's going to change the way that it tasted in the beginning. So again, you're going to have to go back in and relayer your better than bouillon, your seasonings. You're going to have to continue to do that until you get it to the consistency, guys, that you really are happy with it, okay? So now we're just waiting on this to kind of come to another boil, not the rolling. We don't want it rolling from this point on. We want it to be boiling, but just not at a rolling boil. So as you see, I'm continuing to stir my mixture, making sure that I have nothing at the bottom that has uh, gotten stuck on the bottom of my pot. So it's looking pretty good. It's looking like my egg noodles might be getting kind of close to being done. It does take your noodles approximately, I would say, 25 to uh, 35 minutes. You know, if they're completely frozen when you add them, room temperature may be a little differently. I'm not certain, but I'm going to say that's approximately how long it should take to get them to the tenderness that you want them to. You don't want to overcook them or anything like that either. Once they're done, they're done. You're going to cut the heat off and add just a little bit more liquid because um, and move it off of that burner also to a burner that's not on, because if you leave it on that burner, it's going to continue to cook, you know, even though it's off. It's not a gas stove. So if you have electric, remove it off of the electric eye. Just remember, it continues to cook even though it's off. So it's going to absorb more and more moisture. All right, so now, guys, it is ready to go ahead and add your chicken. Whatever you want to add. You really don't have to be specific to only chicken. You can add beef, have beef and noodles also. You could have, you know, salmon and noodles. You can have whatever you want to have in noodles. I'm just using chicken. When I do chicken and noodles, guys, I don't like stringy chicken. I like chicken to be thick and, you know, hearty. I don't like strings of chicken. If you do, that's beautiful. I think that's amazing. But I don't. It reminds me of chop suey um, in Chinese restaurants. So that's just my preference, okay? You do whatever excites you and turns you on. All right. So now I am just stirring my chicken in, being very careful not to break my chicken up that much because, again, I don't want no whole bunches of strings of chicken floating around in my chicken and noodle soup. Okay, so we're going to allow that to continue to cook, adding your broth as you need it. Whenever it starts to go down and you can see your noodles like really good, they're not in any type of liquid, the top of them isn't, add a little bit more liquid. Layer your seasonings again. It's okay. You're going to continue to lose liquid because we're cooking pasta. And my chicken, the beautiful thing about that, I mean, you can boil your chicken, you can bake your chicken, you could do whatever you want to do, you know, with your chicken. I went to the local Walmart and got me a rotisserie chicken for $5.97. So this is a very inexpensive meal as well. You know, if you're trying to feed a family a very hearty meal, $6 for the chicken, and I think I probably spent $6 on the broth, and I think about $5 for the actual egg noodles. Everything else I almost had. Yeah, I had my carrots. I did have to buy celery. That was really inexpensive. And I did pick up the better than bouillon also. But I mean, you don't have to use that. It's totally up to you guys. But see, I'm layering it again with some better than bouillon. You're going to continue to taste it, so that it doesn't get very salty. But once you continue to add broth, remember it's going to change the taste of your actual soup mixture, and you're going to want to relayer um, it again. So it's looking really good, and it's smelling very good. And my cornbread is already in the oven, and it's going to go down here just momentarily. Yeah, so I just wanted to bring you guys something that is like very inexpensive, something that can feed a family, friends, for a little or nothing. Have some people come over, have some wine and some chicken and some noodles and some cornbread, you know. I mean, I promise you, it'll be something that'll go down in the books for real. So, yes, this is my dish, guys. I hope and pray that you have enjoyed this recipe. It is getting to be that time of the year where, we all look and search for comfort food. So, hopefully, this is one that you'll use and this is one that you will share. Okay? So, enjoy your chicken and noodles. Thank you so much again for watching my videos. Do not forget to like, comment, and share this video and any video. It's always appreciated. Thank you guys so much. And until the next time, don't forget to remain sweet and kind, guys. All right? Bye for now.